Giants winning this game. I mean,
what?
You got
no, my bad. We all
Hold on, man. Has Diego been drinking out of your cup? What's going on over there?
80. So again, I've got 6-game cushion, 5 weeks left. Just heading to the finish line here. It's one of those situations where, when you watch the track and field, 100 meters in those preliminary races, the guys that are going to advance, they'll shoot out real quick, and then at the end they just kind of pull up and just kind of coast to the finish line. I feel like I'm starting to get into that mode. I'm at about the 70-meter mark out of 100. I'm looking here, looking there, clearly going to win. And I'm starting to let up. Just like, hey, I'm not going to pull a hammy. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just going to, cruise onto the finish line. That's what it feels like.
I'm pretty sure even with that, you'd still pull a hammy.
But Des here, somehow, he's like Tom Brady. He's down and out. It's over. And then somehow miraculously a flag is on the field or something happens.
Man.
Tom Brady just pulls it out. And I believe that's basically what happened with Des last week.
Sounds like you whining about the game, not really giving me my props here. Sounds like you over there talking about the game and the reasons you lost and crying about a flag and this and that. You know how they say it shouldn't have came down to the flag. Just to let everybody know that the chain is back where it belongs.
We're coming back tonight. We're gonna tie it up 2-2, go back to Golden State, then 3-2, and then we're gonna control the series.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You know who it is. I am Derrick Thompson.
And I'm Diego Thompson.
Who are we?
We're the Pick'em Pros.
We are the Pick'em Pros coming back at you in the house with Who You Got, father and son dynamic duo. We are picking all of the NFL games every single week and also talking about the hottest topics. We also have our special guest, Desmond Clark, a.k.a. Des, former tight end of the Chicago Bears. He will be back with us in person this week, so he'll be on with us in a little bit as we make our Week 14 picks. But before we bring Des on and get into the Week 14 picks, we have a lot of things that we have to get into before we do that, man. So you ready to recap Week 13 and talk about some of the hottest topics, my man?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. Okay. Well, again, we are picking all the games every week. We've been picking from week 1. We have 5 more weeks to go for this season, but we are keeping track because we're giving money to great causes. I'm up 6 games. I'm up 6 games so far with just 5 weeks left. So you are running out of weeks, my man. Who are you playing for? Tell everybody the cause that you're playing for as we pick every week.
Yo, I'm playing for the Eat.Learn.Play Foundation in Oakland, California by Stephanie Shakuri.
All right, that's who you are playing for. So if you happen to beat me over the course of this 18-week season, $2,500 will go to your cause. If not, if I win, then $500 goes to your cause. I am playing for the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy out of Detroit, Michigan. That's who I'm playing for. And since I'm up 5 games or 6, I keep saying 5. My goodness, it just keeps going up. This is amazing. So I'm up 6 games. There's 5 weeks left. It looks like it's already a done deal. It's basically over. Jalen Rose Leadership Academy, get ready. You are going to get the lion's share of the funds. 500 is going to go to Diego's cause, and that's who we're donating to. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, see, all I gotta do is just win multiple games every week, and I'll be fine.
Multiple
Okay,
games.
let's get like two. Let's get like 2 a week, and that should be good.
Okay, that's all. That's all you have to do. Just
And yeah,
win.
it's nothing that bad. It's just
Okay,
that's easy.
that's
It's
it.
pretty
All
easy.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
so what are you gonna say next week when I take another game off you and I'm up 7?
And that same thing,
Same thing. Okay, so you
Yeah.
just hold on to the bitter end. Okay. I got you. So before we recap week 13 and make our picks for week 14 and bring Dez on, let's talk about a few hot topics that we've been talking about behind the scenes here and talk about these on our show. So the first one, I want to talk about 4 quick topics. The first one I want to talk about are the 49ers. Okay, so Jimmy G went down again. I picked the 49ers to go to the Super Bowl, picked them to go and face the Cincinnati Bengals, picked the Bengals to win. I still feel good about that. But again, Jimmy G went down. He was playing well. 49ers were on a roll. But now we have Brock Purdy coming in and taking over. What do you think about that? What does this do to the 49ers' chances to advance in the playoffs?
I don't think it impacts them a lot just to make the playoffs because based off what I saw, Purdy looks like he was playing well. He played well in the game against the Dolphins, and I don't know, maybe it's just a spark or something. I don't know, but he played well, and he can. I feel like he can, if he did that time, he can go do it again for a couple more games and at least carry them to the playoffs. So that then Jimmy G or so then Jimmy G comes in and they're able to make a run in the playoffs.
Yeah, man. He looked good. He came in and looked good.
Yeah.
I know sometimes, the backup quarterback can come in and look good at first. And then the next game kind of come back to earth. But I felt that he looked good. I think it's going to continue. A lot of people seem to be dismissing it. But I don't see the 49ers, slipping. I think they're going to continue to win. And, news just came out that Jimmy G might be able to come back playoffs. But I think the 49ers are going to continue to win. And if they're winning, I don't see them switching the quarterback at that time. I think it's going to continue to build momentum. And over the next few weeks, you're going to hear more and more people talk about just how well Brock Purdy plays. I think that offense, they're going to, adjust it to continue to make him look good. And I think he's going to continue to do very well. So, I don't think they are going to miss a beat. So that was one thing that I wanted to cover. The next one, man, OBJ. Let's talk about him. I know he has visited a few teams, but the team that we all really care about are the Dallas Cowboys in their pursuit of OBJ. And now it's come out that they're concerned about his physical, man. Update us on what you've been reading and hearing about the OBJ situation, and then just give us your thoughts on that.
Apparently his physical didn't really look that good, and really showed that he might not be ready to play until mid-January, something like that. So that is so. And then I feel like the expectations for this are probably a little too high because then he'd already torn his ACL before, and then that whole thing. I feel like it would have been hard for him to come back and play, and then just get used to the whole pace of the game and everything. Really come back and make an impact. This late in the year. So
Yeah,
that is an interesting situation.
No, I agree with that. I think signing OBJ, you're really signing him for next season. I don't see him coming off of that injury. I mean, he had injured in February, of this calendar year in the Super Bowl. I just don't think it's enough time for him to be at an effective level, especially a playoff level.
Because like he'd just be coming back and be playing in the playoffs.
Exactly. And I mean, you look at the guys that had ACL injuries this past season who got injured several weeks, if not months, before he did. And they may be back on the field, but they're still not back to where they need to be. So yeah, I definitely don't see that. And I mean, my gosh, Kawhi Leonard,
Yeah, well, he's different.
Different situations. Okay. Although it was a partially torn ACL, but anyway.
Yeah, partially.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, definitely want to talk about that. Then next, man, Baker, your guy Baker Mayfield. Man, the Carolina Panthers have released Baker Mayfield. I can't believe it. You know, you, my friend, again, you are Carolina Panthers homer. We're coming at you from North Cackalack, those that have not watched us before. And Diego is a huge Carolina Panther fan, homer. That is his home team. Kind of sad because, you know, he was watching the Panthers. This was years ago when they had Cam, and I believe it was the Jets that they beat.
Jets, yeah.
Man, you were like, wow, these, you know, you were just so impressed by the Panthers and seeing them beat the Jets that really sold you and made you a Carolina Panther fan. You had no idea that the Jets were awful, and kind of got pulled into that. But anyway, another story. And you were excited about, man, Baker coming in this season, picked them to go to the playoffs, man, so much has changed, and now they cut him. Didn't even make a full season. What's going on?
Yeah, well, that was kind of a disappointing stint with our team, and but we're really not that bad because he asked to be released. We didn't just release him.
Okay.
Apparently because they told him that he wasn't going to be the starter or the backup, so he's going to be a third string. So that's why they mutually decided to waive him. And then, but for us, man, Sam Darnold looked good against the Broncos. He looked pretty good. And the Broncos have a good defense, so he looked pretty good against them. So maybe they can turn the season around and just leave the season on a high note. They're not making them play. They're not making them playoffs, but maybe just leave the season off on a high note.
Yeah. Well, that'd be good. Well, I mean, man, you look at the division now. The Bucks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers did win, so that gave them another win. So that probably gave them enough cushion to finish off and get into the playoffs. But
they are in the NFC South. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's not many.
And we already beat the Bucks earlier in the year. So
that's true. They did already beat the.
We were 2 games behind them, and if we have the same record as them, we have the tiebreaker since we beat them. So,
that's true. That's true. But who knows? Hey, you just need a couple wins. That's all the Carolina Panthers need. Just a couple wins, and you're all set. But yeah, definitely a disappointing stint for Baker and the Panthers. So. Pretty soon, I guess we'll have to just look at next season. All right. And then the last topic that I want to get into before we recap week 13 and then bring Des on and make our week 14 picks. Man, let's talk about, if we go back to last week, you know, I was talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. You know, I made the prediction again that they would not only get back to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. I said last week they were really rounding the corner. They were going to get Chase back. You know, like how they were looking, and then they just totally proved me right. That was one of the games where I was on the island, against you and Des last week, and they showed out, beat the Chiefs yet again. Man, what do you think about the Bengals? Are they for real? They going to the Super Bowl, like I said, or do you think otherwise?
You know, the Bengals are for real. They are a contender in the AFC. They're not making the Super Bowl, but they are going to. They are going to make some noise. They could win They could definitely win a playoff game or two.
Okay.
Do some stuff. You know what I mean? They just shake things up. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, Burrow's playing well. A Chase coming back was really big to get another weapon on the field, and Mixon. They didn't have Mixon either, but the backup running back looked good, so they can maybe have a 2 running back punch there and come, and they'd be a good team. They can make some noise this year. I mean, they have a chance.
Yeah, the backup running back was very physical. So
and like Mixon isn't physical too.
Well, Mixon's pretty physical, but this guy was even more stout, sturdy, and was even more physical. So yeah, it was them a great 1-2 punch. So again, just another weapon, man. So yeah. picks are looking really good. Feeling good, man. So I'm gonna get this regular season. Then we're gonna go into the playoffs. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get you the Super Bowl. I'm gonna get complete revenge from last year's playoffs. So definitely going to get you there. So can't wait for that. And hey, before we recap week 13, man, let's talk about these t-shirts. What are we rocking, man? What do you have on there? I see the saying is people hating on winners lose. So that is a sweet
Yeah.
t-shirt. Shout out to Foul Play. That
Mhm.
is a new clothing line. Love their gear, Foul Play. And then man, show the back real quick. Can you kind of show the back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so just stand up.
See what you rocking. Yeah, that's sweet,
Yeah.
man. So again, Foul Play was showing the information on the bottom.
Yeah.
The showing their IG feed and sweet gear. So and then we on our next show, we have our NBA weekly show coming out this weekend. We've got Foul Play hoodies. We'll be rocking that. But local North Carolina clothing line brand, and you can get not only selected items that they put out there, but they also make custom gear. So what we rock this weekend, the hoodies that we have are custom one of one hoodies that only we have. So that's another great thing about
Yeah.
this line. So in this day and age, when everybody's trying to be different, have different pair of kicks, different shirts, different whatever, this is a line that can make you something totally custom. So big shout out to them. And then shout out to fam here. Got my t-shirt here, totally 100, no plan B. This is just one of many t-shirts that Deanna Thomas and Brian Thomas have. So we're showing their information on the bottom as well. They have a clothing line also, and they also made our Pick 'em Pros chain, which you're going to see in a little while. So again, a lot of talented entrepreneurs out there, and we want to showcase everybody. So if you have something you want us to check it out, message us through YouTube, and we'll see if we can showcase what you have. So we're about spreading love with entrepreneurs. All right. Well, let's get into our quick recap, my man. Let me show my game. So those of you watching on YouTube, I went 10-4 last week. Week 13 went 10-4. So I'm 119-74 overall is where I'm at. Signature win was definitely the Chiefs. The Bengals. Good. The signature win was the Bengals
Jeez.
over the Chiefs. Pick that, call that. That was a signature win. Went 10-4. I'm 119-74. And then Diego, you went 9-5. So you are 113-80. So again, I've got 6-game cushion, 5 weeks left. Just heading to the finish line here. It's one of those situations where when you watch the track and field, 100 meters in those preliminary races, the guys that are going to advance, they'll shoot out real quick, and then at the end they just kind of pull up and just kind of coast to the finish line. I feel like I'm starting to get into that mode. I'm at about the 70-meter mark out of 100. I'm looking here, looking there, clearly going to win. It's starting to let up. Just like, hey, I'm not going to pull a hammy. I'm not going to do nothing crazy. I'm just going to, cruise onto the finish line. That's what it feels like.
I'm pretty sure even with that, you'd still pull a hammy. So
I would destroy you in a race right now. I think 100 meters. Yeah, I think I think I can take you. I'm feeling kind of spry right now.
Okay.
We'll have to record that. We'll have to film that. See what we can do.
Yeah. Someone film that. Oh, please.
Someone film it.
Yeah. Oh, please. And then put it on the show for everyone to see.
Oh man! All right. Well, you ready to bring Dez on, former tight end of Chicago Bears, and go head to head, make our week 15 picks?
All right, let's bring them in.
All right. Okay. Let's bring in the third D and go 3D style. So why don't you come on over here and we'll bring Dez in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have the man here. We are 3D coming at you. Man, love the hoodie. Looking good on you, sir.
Yeah, it fits nice. It keeps me warm and snug. And if you don't have one out there, maybe you should go and get one. Just gonna throw that out there.
That's right. That's right. Definitely got to get it. We've got the swag now. Pick 'em pros. Got to keep you looking good. So yeah, get your hoodie, get your tee. We got hats coming out soon. So thanks for modeling that for us. But we are back. We are going into week 14. I can't believe we're going to week 14. This season is flying by. Already. But we did, coming out of week 13, we were talking about that briefly here, but Des here, somehow, he's like Tom Brady, he's down and out. It's over, and then somehow miraculously a flag is on the field or something happens.
Tom
Brady just pulls it out. And I believe that's basically what happened with Des last week. I mean,
sounds like you whining about the game, not really giving me my props. It sounds like you over there talking about the game and the reasons you lost and crying about a flag and this and that. You know how they say it shouldn't have came down to the flag.
Man, that Monday night game between the Saints, Henry, man, I don't know Henry. The Saints let me down. The Saints, all I needed was the Saints to win. They were up 13. Couple minutes left, and the problem was the coaching. Why they are throwing the ball, why they can't run more than 45 seconds off the clock in a possession to just milk the clock, I don't know. But nonetheless, Mr. Dez here, Unc, has gotten the chain back from Diego. Diego was bare chest last week. Now Unc is back. He's got the chain. He ain't gonna flaunt it though. He's not like that. But I just wanted to mention that he has the chain before we go into our week 14.
I ain't like that at all.
Yeah.
I ain't like that at all.
Yeah. So we're going to get into these week 14 picks because we don't want to look back. Des was saying, I bet we don't want to look back. We
just like that at all.
Yeah.
So before we get into these picks, I just got a few remarks. I think as the winner of last week, I deserve at least 30 to 45 seconds of my own monologue right now. And I already wasted 10 seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it. But, coming off of Thanksgiving, I was in a real giving mood last week. And what I tried to do for y'all, I tried to give y'all the chance because I was in a giving mood with Thanksgiving. Nobody ever picks the Houston. I picked Houston just so I could take a loss so y'all will be in the runnings. Y'all still didn't beat me. No. I even threw a game for y'all, and I still beat y'all. And, I feel bad because, this show was first started with D&D. So I was like, I don't want to just come on here and take over the show and, be the winner all the time and be selfish and take all the glory and the light. I even had to move my lights back here because I was like, I'm already shining bright enough. I don't want all these lights shining even more. But then, what else can I do? If I'm a winner, I'm just a winner, right? So thank you for giving me my minute just to let everybody know that the chain is back where it belongs.
The chain is back. The chain is back with Unc. The chain is back with Des, man. And hey, got to give props where props is due. You took it, and that's it.
Give me that chain, Diego.
Snatched it. You snatched it. But that's all right. We're gonna get it back this week. And again, we're all family, so it really doesn't matter who has the chain.
No, it matters. It matters. It matters. It definitely matters. Yeah,
no, it definitely does. As we're going back and forth, texting on Sunday with every move because it was funny, man. So Des on Sunday was texting me like, "Man, your picks are busted." Then a few minutes later, he's like, "Wait a minute. My picks are busted." And he sees Diego. He's like, "Wait a minute, his picks are busted." So we were going
for a time that none of us had a win. None of us had a win.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, somebody had to win. So you were, gracious enough to go ahead and get it. So props to you. Now we move on to the next week, and we see, is Diego gonna make a repeat and come back bare chested, or am I gonna come back from the opening week and just take it? Because the thing is, when I get it, it's gonna stay. So I'm trying to let you guys enjoy it, really get the feel and all that, because when it comes home, oh man, we know.
Well, listen, what you're trying to do, you're doing a very good job of doing it. Because you hadn't had a chain in forever.
Since the first week.
First
So,
week,
so if you trying to let us enjoy it, you're doing a very good job.
I'm doing a good job, man. If only Detroit would have won on Thanksgiving.
Then why are you picking them again?
Hey, that's a well. First of all, you're still in the Thunder, man. You giving the picks away. But anyhow, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna get it this week.
Okay.
I got it. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into these picks again. We have 13 games this week, and let's dive into it. So we agree on 10 of them. Now, one thing I can say about the Pick 'em Pros and 3D here, when we agree on a pick, you can pretty much take that to the bank because we've been killing it when we agree on picks. So we're about spot out. So these 10 that we agree are probably pretty solid. Now there's 3 that we disagree on. Des is on the island on 1. Diego, you're on the island for 2. So we'll see what happens with those. But let's go ahead and start with the 10 that we agree on that you can pretty much take to your bank. So the first one is the Thursday night game between the Las Vegas Raiders. People want to call them LA, Oakland, whatever. The Las Vegas Raiders travel to LA to play the Rams. Diego, who do we have in this one?
Yeah, we all have the Raiders in this one. They have a lot of momentum so far. They've won 3 games in a row, and then the Rams are just so injury riddled. Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford are all injured. They brought not Cooper, Baker Mayfield off of waivers.
Yes,
so
breaking news.
I don't know how that's gonna go. So I have the Raiders because of their momentum.
Yeah, the Raiders are playing a whole lot better over these last 3-4 weeks, which, they big time talented team, and it probably just took them a little while to get going. Devontae Adams still showing that he's, if not the best, one of the best receivers in the game. And the Rams has got a lot of issues, a lot of problems, a lot of injuries, and I don't see them overcoming Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. Raiders are playing much better now, coming together, like you said. And fun fact, we were looking at somehow during the holidays, we were looking at the height of many of the receivers. Could not believe Devontae Adams is 6'1". He plays and looks so much taller than that. But if you look at his measurables, he's listed at 6'1".
Really?
Yes.
I would have thought he was 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, absolutely. I would have thought that as well. Yeah. So interesting. All right. Well, let's get into the second game here. The second game that we agree on. We have the Jets. Oh man, another team. They should have had it. Jets should have won. I would have had it. But anyway, that's not gonna go on that. Okay. We know what the statement of the saying on if. So we're not gonna go into that. But the Jets travel to Buffalo to the Bills to play the Bills. Man, who do we have in this one, Diego?
Yeah, we all have the Bills winning this one. They're at home. They're the number 1 seed in the AFC now because the Chiefs lost. So
who they lose to?
I don't know. I mean, why are you bringing up old stuff?
Yeah, lost.
Yeah, why are you bringing up old stuff?
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Yeah. And then the Jets, they lost to the Vikings. And they still played pretty well. It came down to 1 possession.
Yeah.
But I think the Bills would just win.
Yeah, I almost picked the Jets on this because the Jets are playing pretty good football. That was an exciting game last week. I was over here cheering and hating all at the same time. Boy, do not let these Jets win because I don't want to get no text message from Derrick right now because I already told him that they it's busted. His whole bracket is busted. But I almost picked the Jets this week against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Couldn't pull the trigger. I had to go at Buffalo because once again, they are probably the best team in the AFC, if not the second best team in the AFC.
Yep. Yeah. I couldn't ride with the Jets this week. Buffalo at home are going to be too tough, and the Jets already got their upset against them, so I don't see them beating them twice this regular season. So I think the Bills go ahead and take care of business there. So we all agree with that one. You could take that one to your bank. Okay, third game that we all agree on. Man, we have the Cleveland Browns traveling to Cincinnati this time to play the Cincinnati Bengals. Who do we have on this one, Diego?
Yeah, off the Bengals. They're coming off a big win against the Chiefs, and then the first time they played, it was weird. It was weird because divisional matchup. It was like one of the first weeks when Chase was in. It was like one of the first weeks they had played since Chase was injured, and they're probably just getting adjusted. But this time, I feel like they've got their groove. They got their guys back, so I feel like they're gonna win this pretty easily.
Yeah. And if they keep winning, they're gonna start talking about Joe Burrow for MVP.
That's right. Yeah. It's gonna start to make that run. Speaking of, so how would you rank the MVP right now? Who would you give it to? Maybe who's close, second, third?
I'm still giving it to Mahomes. I mean, the dude is just playing unbelievable right now. But then when you look at Joe Burrow, he's gonna sneak in there. Mm-hmm. I know everybody's saying second is our guy from Buffalo, but a lot of turnovers lately. A lot of bad picks in the red zone when they, I think they lost 2 out of 3 games in that stretch. He was throwing a lot of bad passes, so I think his momentum kind of died down a little bit. And Joe Burrow is rising right now, and he just beat the man. And you know what they say, Ric Flair, if you want to beat a man, you got to beat the man. And he done beat the man 3 times in a row.
He has 3-0, 3 within the last year. Now what about Jalen Hurts? Where would you put him in there?
I think he's up there. Mm-hmm. I think he does a lot for his team. But I think overall, I think the other 2 guys that I mentioned are probably producing better stats than he is. But his team is winning, so I think he deserves to be in that bunch. But I think when they look at the body of work of the individual, I don't think he's gonna get as much credit as the other quarterbacks who are more pure passers. Jalen Hurts doing it in a couple different ways on the ground and in the air. But he just, for Jalen Hurts, what hurts him, he just doesn't have that flair. Like, he just gets it done. It's like, oh, okay, he got it done, but there's no fanfare around the way that he gets it done. And it's a popularity contest, so
it's true.
They're gonna go with the guys who have that flair to go along, that flair for the dramatic. And I think those other 2 guys, they got that a little bit more than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. And they had the track record of doing it last year as well. So you have that history. All right. Well, thanks for your take on that. We'll get back to our picks. Again, we have 10 that we agree on. So we're going to get into the 4th game that we agree on out of 10. We have the Houston Texans traveling to Dallas, about 4 hours away, traveling to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Oh, boy. Ooh, and I think the spread was about
25.
Yeah, it probably should be. I know when it opened, I think it was 16.5 or 17, somewhere in there.
That's bad.
Are we going against the grain, or what we doing, Diego?
No, we're picking the Cowboys. Picking the Cowboys. They've looked really good recently. Since Dak came back, they've been the top scoring offense in the NFL. And their weapons of CD's looking good. Their running back Zeke and Pollard are looking really good. And since Sunday Night Football, they beat a team even with some injuries, a still pretty good defense, and scored 52 points on them. So I mean, and we have it against the Texans, who only have 1 win. They could do even worse than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not giving you guys another shot this week by picking the Texans. That was a one-shot deal, so Cowboys it is.
Yeah. All right. Hey, more than welcome to take your pick. You know what? You can change it. If you change your mind later on, feel free. You could definitely go with the Texans.
I'm good. I want to keep this chain.
Well, not mind that. All right. The 5th game that we agree on, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Tennessee, who had a stinker last week. Definitely let me down in Philly, but they're at home to play the Jaguars. Who do we have in this one?
Yeah, we all have the Titans, and as you said, they're back at home.
Mm-hmm.
Last week they played the Eagles, who have the best record in the NFL. So there's really no shame to losing to them. And then the Jaguars, playing against them, they only have 4 wins in the year, so I think they can get this one.
Yeah, the only shame to Tennessee losing to Philadelphia is your dad picking them.
and to lose by that many. I mean, my gosh, can it be close?
Hey, they bottled Derrick Henry up, and your sounds like you will put a vote in for MVP for Jalen Hurts. So your MVP quarterback played phenomenal in that game.
He did play well there. Yeah, he did play very well in that game, and they pulled it out. They're going to be tough. They're going to be tough at home. If they can hold on to the home field, then it's going to be tough for somebody to go into Philadelphia and beat them in the playoffs. So I think that could be the difference between them and the Cowboys, is if they have that home field. Yeah. All right. So the next one, speaking of the Eagles travel to the Giants, the MetLife Stadium, to play the Giants. Who do we have in this one, Diego?
Yeah, we all have the Giants winning this game. I mean,
what?
You got?
No, my bad. We all
hold on, man. Has Diego been drinking out of your cup? What's going on over there?
See, I don't even have the styrofoam today, so
okay.
Yeah, we just seltzer water today. Yeah, keeping it clean.
Oh, but wasn't that supposed to be seltzer water in the cup anyway?
Yeah, this seltzer water anyway. But I'm just going out the bottle today.
Okay,
I'm going out the bottle with no flavor today. But anyway,
all right, yeah.
Talk about your Giants upset pick.
Yeah, but anyways, we all have the Eagles winning, and I was actually proud of the Commanders on Sunday because I knew. Because I knew it was going to be a close game, even though I picked them.
Diego, that's like getting a participation award.
Well, yeah, but I knew it was going to be 50-50, and it actually really was. So it was a tie. And the Giants, but the Eagles are coming, and they've only lost 1 game, so I think they're gonna win this.
Yeah, the Giants are coming back to the pack. They got off to that great start, and I think they're still a good team, but they're going up against a better team. So after this week, I firmly believe they'll be 7-6. Oh, I'm sorry, 7-5-1. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
The funny thing was, I don't know if you've seen that after the game, and the players and the coaches were walking on the field. They were, going to meet each other at the center of the field after the game, and everybody had this confused look on their face, like, do we celebrate? Are we upset?
Right.
How do we feel about this? And everybody had this like confused look on their face as they were walking out on the field after the game was immediately over.
Yeah, that's just not a good way to end the game. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to lose. I guess it's better than a loss, but at the same time, I don't know. In some ways, it's like you almost rather lose, at least, have some finality to it than a tie. So yeah, that's wild. I could see that. All right. Well, the next game we have, the 7th out of 10 that we agree on that you can take to your bank. We have the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, going to Denver to play Russ and those Broncos. So, Diego, man, who do we have? Is Russ gonna come back and cook, or is Mahomes gonna, try to continue to push his case for MVP?
Russ is not gonna cook this week. The Chiefs are gonna win, and Russ has not cooked in a while. They are 3-9, right? Yeah, 3-9. Okay, and then the Chiefs have the exact opposite record. They're 9-3.
Wow.
And going in there, their defense is good, but their offense just can't score anything. Really. I mean, you hold the other team to 10 points, and your offense can't even get double digits. So that's just crazy. And Chiefs with their high scoring offense are still going to put up a ton of points against that Broncos defense.
Yeah, like you said, Russ haven't cooked anything lately. When he go look in the refrigerator and look in the cabinets, it's bare in there. Yeah, and it's going to continue to be bare this week. I think Kansas City has a decent, if not good, defense, and I don't think this game is going to be close. I think you could see like a 35-6, 35-10 game this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. It's going to be interesting. Are the fans going to show up? I just remember how they walked out of that overtime game earlier this season before overtime even started. They were so disgusted and frustrated. So I just wonder how they're going to approach this one. And then it's also funny, earlier this season, well, I guess it was right before the season started, when Russ inked that huge extension, and everybody was talking about how it was such a team-friendly deal, and he gave money back and all that. And now it's like highway robbery.
Yeah, now they ask for more of it back now.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, on to the next one, the 8th out of 10 that we agree on. We have the Carolina Panthers traveling to Seattle to play those hot Seahawks. Who do we have in this one, man? You going with your boys? Hometown, North Carolina?
No, I'm not.
North Carolina.
Yeah, we're going with the Seahawks this week. And even though the Panthers are coming off some rest with the bye, and then the week before that they got a win.
Yeah,
I still think the Seahawks going to be too much for them. I mean, they're at home, and that's one of the loudest stadiums in the league. Yeah. Gino's playing well. That offense is looking good.
Yeah.
And and actually they have a Denver first round pick of this year, so they're probably going to have a top 5 pick anyway.
Wow.
To build on that team that they already have. So I have the Seahawks in this game.
Hold on, it's getting kind of heavy over there. Just need to adjust it. My shoulder started hurting. Yeah, you're right. Seahawks. I got carried away with the chain and lost my focus there for a second. Just winning all the time, it happens. You kind of, you could, just get caught up in all your success. But I'm gonna focus in right now. I'm sorry about that. The Seahawks.
We know how that is.
Huh?
We know how that is. Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Diego know how that is.
Yeah.
No, but man, you got to go with the Seahawks. They've been playing well, coming off a victory last week. And Geno Smith, the dude, is playing unbelievable football. And then they got the rookie back there, K9, Kenneth Walker, who is probably one of the top rookies in the league this year that you haven't really heard much about because they're playing out there on the West Coast. But, man, that 1-2 punch of the run game and the passing game is really serving Seattle well, and they'll go and win this game and firmly put themselves in that playoff picture and stay one game behind San Francisco.
Yeah, they're looking great. And Metcalf, I mean, he's always been a very good receiver, but I feel like he's even taken it up a notch this year. I don't see as many drops, and he would have a few drops before, but I think he's elevated his game another level. So I love what Metcalf is doing as well.
See, and it's hard for me to look at Metcalf that way because I played with his dad in Chicago, and that was a little scrawny kid when I knew him when he was 9, 10, 11 years old, and all of a sudden, boom, I see him pop up at Ole Miss. I'm like, hold on, what happened to DeKalen? That's his real name, DeKalen, not DK, DeKalen Metcalf. So no, it's just weird to see him like just out this big ass dude and I just knew him as this little scrawny, like kind of almost awkward kid, but real cool little dude. But just to see where he's at now, unbelievable.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. See, man, there might be some hope for you, man. Yeah, you might grow one day, man. That'll be man. Sure, we'll see, man. Yeah.
Like you might grow someday.
I'm already grown, man.
Okay. Yeah, you're very tall.
You know, I was, coming. I was like, if I just get to 6'2", I'm good. You know.
You're not 6'2".
Pretty much.
You're definitely not 6'2".
Pretty much did that. All
no.
right.
She's away from
All right, we'll move it on to the next game. 9th out of 10 we agree on. We have those Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that nobody likes, playing totally messed me up. Traveling to the Bay to play those 49ers, man. Who do we have in this?
Yeah, we have the 49ers winning this game again. And then I feel like it's going to be pretty easy because the Bucs, they just haven't been really inconsistent this year. And even in their wins, they haven't really played that good. And then against the Saints, barely beating that team, only winning by 1 point. Against the team, they're very desperate, like they're not playing well this year. They miss Sean Payton, Drew Brees, and Michael Thomas. So, but the Bucs, they got that win. But against the 49ers with all that talent on offense, McCaffrey, Debo, and even without Jimmy G, they can still win.
Yeah, I almost picked Tampa for this game just because San Francisco is without their quarterback, without their top 2 quarterbacks. That's the only reason. And Tampa, they have to go. So I could see Tampa winning this game. And the only reason that I went with the West Coast Bay instead of the Southeast Bay team is because that Southeast Bay team has to travel to the West Coast to play, right? They're playing in San Fran, right? So that's why I picked San Fran to win that game, just because they got the home field advantage.
Yeah, I definitely think San Fran gets this. I felt the quarterback looked really good stepping in. Now, oftentimes that can happen when the backup steps in, the other team doesn't have any tape, they haven't seen them, it's adrenaline. So then they can come back down to earth the next game. So definitely realize that. But I
don't think that's going to be the case, though.
I don't either.
That dude played. It wasn't luck. He was standing in the pocket, delivering the balls, reading hot routes. I mean, he was playing quarterback. He went out there just freestyling. So I look for him to continue to play well.
Yeah. He looked good. I mean, Sanford, they were my pick to go to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season, and I'm sticking with that. I'm definitely sticking with that, especially with that.
No need to change that pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that strong.
And they say Garoppolo could be coming back late in the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah, just heard that as well. Yeah, so that can happen. But then, as you know, that's how it goes, man. If this guy if they continue to win with him and they get there, they'll probably just ride it out.
Yeah, I can see that happening too.
Yeah. So that's gonna be very interesting to watch and see how all that develops. All right. Well, the last game that we agree on, the 10th one out of 10, we have the Miami Dolphins traveling to LA to play the Chargers. Who do we have in this one?
Yeah, we all have the Dolphins winning this one. Playing against a Chargers team which just hasn't really lived up to expectations this year. At first it was injuries, but then now they kind of got some of their guys back and they're still struggling. And it seems like every single game they've played has been close. Like they've had even when they win, it's like it's like a 1, 2, 3 point win. Like it's like a struggle win. And the Dolphins, even though they lost to the Niners, I mean the Niners are a really good team. Some people say they're best team in the NFC. And then the Dolphins, I feel like they'll just bounce back this week and get a win against the Chargers.
Hold on, was I on the island last week with San Francisco?
I'm not sure. Des. Yeah, they played.
Oh yeah, he was.
They played Miami.
Was he on the island, Miami? Yeah, he may have been.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if certain people having them for the Super Bowl while they didn't pick them. But that's old. That's old news. Old news.
I know
That's
I wasn't
good.
the one to pick him to go to the Super Bowl. That wasn't me.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So Miami now, quarterback has bad game. Like, he had a terrible game. He was overthrowing receivers, especially early on.
Yeah.
Now everybody jumping off the bandwagon, right? And then what happens? He's going to come back. He's going to have another decent game. They're going to win. They're not playing against one of the top 5 defenses in the National Football League. And they're going to come right back to form, get this victory this week against a team that, is not near where San Francisco is at. And I just want to see how people react once they get back on track and throwing the ball for 320 yards a game. I just love the way people just jump on and off the bandwagon. I still think they have one of the best passing games in the league. They just went up against a tough defense. And the quarterback had an off game.
Yeah, he had an off game. Like you said, they're going to be primed and ready to have a big game. The timing could not be any more perfect. With fantasy, we play each other this week. It's going to be so great. And I got Tua. I've got Tyreek. Oh, man, we're going to I might even throw Mostert in there on you, man. We're going to, it's going to be barbecue chicken. All right. Oh, man, I can't wait. Oh, it's going to be fun, man. Yeah, so, yeah.
I got
great.
Burrow, so I'm
good. Have Burrow, but let's see who they play the Browns. But see, the Browns play pretty well against them. So, yeah, they might hold them.
That was when they didn't have any other guys.
All right. We'll see what happens with that. But, yeah, stay tuned there. All right. Well, now let's get to the
nitty-gritty.
The nitty-gritty, the 3 games where we've got some disagreements, and we are on the island. Des is on the island for 1. Diego's on the island for 2. So, Des, my man, we're going to start with you, the one that you are on the island. See what happens here. You've got the Baltimore Ravens, the Lamar Jackson-less Ravens, travel to Pittsburgh, Steel City, to play Mike Tomlin and those Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin, who's never had a losing record, who now is hot.
Keep going.
That's making the trek to get back to at least even or above 500. So
keep going.
Des, who do you have for this game, my man?
Did you do enough to convince yourself that your pick is going to be right and mine is going to be wrong? Because I see what you was doing there.
There's no doubt. No doubt. I mean, home field.
Who is the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback?
Oh, man.
Exactly. That's all you got. That's all you had to say. Oh, man. Same thing with Baltimore. Oh, who's their quarterback? Well, we know the quarterback is hurt. And it's like, oh, who's it? So let's cancel out the quarterback situation and let's look at the rest of the team. Baltimore has a better team without their quarterback than Pittsburgh has because they don't really have a quarterback. And that's why I picked the Baltimore Ravens to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in an AFC North, just bruise them up type of game. I think it's going to be one of those hard-fought ones, but Baltimore will come through.
Okay. Man, you gonna take that? You think?
Yeah. I got the Steelers.
No,
because Lamar is really everything to that team. Like so for him being gone, that's a big loss for them. The Steelers, Pickett is playing better. He's getting better as the year.
Define better.
And again, they've won back-to-back games in a row.
Back-to-back.
They're in Pittsburgh. It's a division.
At home.
Yeah, it's a division matchup, and those games can be weird sometimes. Upsets can happen in the division. So Steelers feel like this is a game to win for them.
Yeah. I think being at home, Steelers are hot. Their defense is stronger now. They got JJ Watt back. These guys are ready. They're ready to.
So you say the Steelers playing at home?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what the Steelers home field is named now?
It was Heinz Field, but did they change it?
Yeah.
I mean, don't nobody know what the name of their field is. They don't have a home field advantage. So there we go.
All right. Well, we will see. That's a 1 o'clock. That's an early game, man. So we get to go and settle this thing early on Sunday. We just snatch it right back. Boom. By 4 o'clock, it'll be Heineken time. We're gonna be good, man. It's gonna be a great weekend. All right. So the two games where Diego's on the island. We have the Minnesota Vikings traveling to Detroit to play the Lions. So, man, you on the island on this one. Des and I are linked up on this, man. Who are you going with and why?
Yeah, well, I got the Vikings. I really don't understand why I'm on an island with this, dude. The Vikings are 10-2 in the year. They can win and they can win close games. You know, the Lions are a high-scoring team. Mm-hmm. They've got some good wins this year, but the Vikings always finish in close games, and so I have the confidence in them. And I really just don't believe in the Lions. You know, I don't really trust them this week.
Oh my god!
Against a team with a good record, I don't really trust them.
Listen, man, ain't your family listening to this up in Detroit? Yeah. Don't you want to go? You ain't gonna be able to go and visit them. So keep going. Keep making it bad on yourself. What else was you saying about Detroit?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying it was a terrible city.
I already got that. You know, I already got that.
It's a terrible city. You hate traveling up there. The football team stinks. What was you saying? The Pistons stink also. Go ahead, keep talking about Detroit. Keep talking about it.
Oh man, don't say that, man. Granny will be done with you. Talk about her Pistons.
Man, so here's the deal. I always pick the Minnesota Vikings until I know that they're going to lose. Because I think the games that I didn't pick the Minnesota Vikings, they actually lost. But we can go back and rewind the tape and see. I don't think the Minnesota Vikings win close games. I think the Minnesota Vikings survive in close games. Because go back to the Buffalo game, the fumble that killed both of y'all. In the Jets game just last week, they survived that game. I think they were up, and that's when I was texting you, Derrick, saying that your picks are busted. But then they had to survive that game at the end. So they're not like taking over the game and winning the game. They're surviving the games. And here's the thing about Detroit. Detroit has learned how to, and if you guys recall, when I was picking Detroit early, and I got all the love from your family, and they almost disowned both of y'all back when I was picking Detroit and you guys were not. I told you that they were going to start to win some of these close games. Mm-hmm. And now they won, like 4 out of their last 6 or something like that. And now they know how to win. And I think that the way that Minnesota have to survive games and Detroit, they're learning how to finish games. I think that's why Detroit will win this game, close margin.
Yeah, I obviously agree with that, man. The only one recently that they did not win that was close was, I keep rehashing old stuff, was on Thanksgiving. Man, I had it. Y'all knew it, man. I know y'all were sweating. Y'all was like, man, this fool is going to end up being right. And then they blew it, but that's all right. I'm over that. I'm sticking with them. I'm still riding with Detroit. We're going to go ahead and get this win at home. Grit, grind city. We got it. And man, it's gonna be another win on this side of the house. So feeling good about that.
First time in a long time.
Feeling good about it. Feeling real good about it. All right. Well, let's get into the last one, the last game of the week that we have disagreement on, and this will be the Monday night game. Will it come down to this? Will it all come down? Will the chain come down to Monday night like it just did this past week? We have the New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, traveling to Arizona to play the Cardinals and the Hard Knocks crew. Man, Diego, you are on the island for this one, man. Who you got?
I got the Cardinals winning this week. Yeah, I feel like they're going to get back on track this week. It's December. I feel like you're going to realize how close the playoffs are, and they need to step up the game.
Oh, my gosh.
But Then they got their receivers back. They got Marquise Brown back. D Hop been back.
Been back.
Kyler. Kyler, he's still there. He's studying.
Okay.
And they're gonna win this week. Yeah.
Did you say playoffs? Playoffs?
Okay, we're probably not gonna make the playoffs. But
you said the playoffs. So just what you said in playoffs, I know that you're not thinking right now. How old are you, Diego? 12?
Yes.
Typically, kids need to get more sleep so their brains can really fully develop and really get the necessary rest so they could think properly. And I think we probably need to start doing these shows a little bit earlier so you can get to bed a little bit sooner, because right now, I don't know what's going on. That's what I'm going to blame it on, that you just need to get more rest. Because saying Arizona and playoffs in the same sentence and then saying Arizona is going to win this game, you just fatigued, man. Usually you make better picks than this. So I'm just going to chalk it up to that. And that's all I'm going to say is that, hey, you're fatigued. Get some rest tonight. If you got tests in the morning, make sure you get into bed right after this so you can get your rest, because you're mentally fatigued right now because you're making crazy picks.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you. You got to come back, and then I'm gonna go in.
All right. Well, the Patriots haven't looked so good either. And they got enough back-to-back losses. They just lost to the Bills and just lost to the Vikings. They haven't been looking that good either.
Hold on. Say those two teams again.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give you the Bills. The Bills were good.
They lost to the who?
Okay, but both of you guys picked against the Vikings to lose against the under 500 team. So I don't know how good the Vikings are just based on your guys' status of them. So, yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Well, hey, man, this to me was it's so tough because the Patriots, man, 1 week they beat anybody, and the next week they can lose to anybody. So they have been totally up and down. But yet the Cardinals, my goodness, I mean, seems like they lose every single game at home. So maybe they have one win at home this year.
Yeah, they're gonna get it.
Oh man, so yeah, it's just tough. So I just have to ride with the higher probability here. It seems to be that the good Patriots team will show up, because it seems like the bad Cardinals team shows up every week.
But what? They're healthy now. They're healthy.
Yeah, man, but they've been getting people back, and
they just got people back.
The one game they won was without Kyler.
The one game they won 4 games.
Whoa! They won a ton.
Okay, so now when they win, it's luck.
That game against the Raiders earlier this season was total luck when Kyler scrambled 80 yards. Vertically.
No, that was skill.
Yeah,
it was skill. It was him taking his little steps.
Little steps.
Yeah.
How he goes that fast, taking those little steps. But anyway, I digress here. So those are our picks. Hey, man, again, will it come down to Monday night? We will see. It'll definitely be very entertaining. We're excited. Hey, going into week 14, only a few games left, a few weeks left. And then, man, playoffs will be here before we know it. So it's all flying by. But, hey, Des, we appreciate you. Appreciate you spending time with us yet again.
Yeah.
Hey, man, enjoy the chain for a few more days. I
will.
We'll see you. We'll definitely see you next week.
Yeah, I will. I'll enjoy it because you know that's what you try to do. Let us enjoy it. So keep doing a good job of that. I'll be interested to know next week what is our total record since I've come on this show and been giving you guys great picks that you don't agree with. I'm probably up like 3 or 4 games right now.
Well, we'll have to see that. We'll have to go check the record. We'll have to check the record and see. You know, we've been looking at head to head and doing the chain, but we'll have to see. But you know, we're all 3D you know. So it's all kind of been just one big melting pot, one big family. So we really haven't been keeping track like that. But we'll go back. We'll go to the statistician and go to the record, and we'll have to see
you haven't
where we are with that. We'll have to see. All right. All right, Des. But hey, man, have a great week. Enjoy. We'll see you next time. Until then, y'all, we are out. Pick 'em pros.